I took the drawings which were submitted with the planning application. I saw that there was a very, very large amount of excavation required to actually implement the plans. It involved effectively excavating the entire hill, the esker here, which is beside me, extending from here right up to the back gardens of Asgard Park, and also excavating for a block which is sited on the old tennis courts at this end, which involves an underground car park. And when I completed the calculations, I arrived at a figure of 78,000 cubic metres to be excavated to facilitate the development. The plans and the documents submitted with the planning application did not include any reference to this whatsoever. In terms of the lack of information on the plans, the only reference I could find to any research which was carried out on a site of over 1.5 hectares was one borehole which was installed on the high level ground at the back of Asgard Park, and that's the only reference to any geotechnical survey they carried out. A site of this nature, with such a large site and such a large excavation, would require considerable more research to determine a build-up of the geotechnical picture of the entire site, and particularly whether there's any groundwater at any levels. The suggestion they have from the one borehole was that they didn't find any water table. But again, their monitoring period was during a very dry period. So for this type of material, you would expect to find water seeping through the site, which when they excavate it may lead to some problems. Well, the proposal is to install sheet piles to retain the entire embankment on the Asgard Park side of the site. And if they ran into any water problems seeping at that particular height, it would make it quite difficult to work with those piles in the manner that they propose. Again, an assumption has been made in the proposal that they are not going to come across water at all whatsoever. And that is an amazing assumption to make in advance of trying to construct a large development of 164 apartments and excavating that amount of soil, 78,000 cubic metres. If they don't manage any water in the longer term, it would cause long-term problems for the general area and perhaps even Tower Hill, where the historic monument is sited. One of the things that's obvious from where I'm standing is how sheer the embankment is. It's standing at maybe 70 degrees, and also the proximity of the tower to the edge of the embankment. It's only a few metres away. So there's no room for error with something like this, and to just make the assumptions that everything will be fine, which seems to be what they're saying, because there's no proposal to do any engineering work there. It's outside the site. As the trucks leave the site, our understanding is that the route will be downhill to the bottom of Balscaden Road and around the corner past the King's Citric and onto the Harbour Road. And the large trucks that they propose to use, with carrying over 30 tonnes of soil in each truckload, hour after hour, day after day, with the potential vibrations, it really is unpredictable what effect it might have on the embankment there. It's clearly only a very, very minor local road. It's just a little over 4 metres wide. It's one way because of that there isn't even room for two vehicles to pass safely on the road. And the construction of the road is very much was serving just a local access to a number of houses. And I can't really see the road managing to survive the volume of construction traffic that's proposed on the road. Well, for a project of this scale, it seems absolutely incredulous that a full in-depth environmental impact study hasn't been carried out, particularly in terms of the material they're moving, as we mentioned, vibration, noise, dust, and any other effects that will happen on both the local residents and indeed on the natural flora and fauna close to all of the special areas of conservation that surround us here.